Welcome to the show, guys. I'm your host, Colin Sopio, and of course, this is Tottenham TV, your leading sports channel. And on set today, I'm glad once again to have Hope again, a pundit, and also a civil engineer. So, Hope, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
It's a derby, and of course, as we saw yesterday between between Manchester City and Man U, it was a very explosive derby. So coming into this match, Arsenal and Tottenham have met so many times. Arsenal having a bigger chunk of the wins, that is 80 wins. Spurs has 61 wins, and it has ended in a stalemate 61 times. So, Hope, what's your take on this match today?
Obviously, the North London Derby is one of the biggest derbies in the competition in the English Premier League, and it's going to be very interesting because, as you've said, Arsenal have won it 80 times. Tottenham has won it 61 times, they have drawn 51 times, which is very interesting. From those statistics, obviously Arsenal has the upper hand, and we can see it from their form, and even they have won the bigger majority of the previous encounters that they've had together. So yeah, it's going to be an interesting derby, this one.
Of course, it's going to be a very interesting derby today. Harry Kane has so far played 17 derbies, and he has scored a total of 14 goals. That's a very good record. Also on the other side, Mikel Arteta is a tactician, and he has also played in this derby, and now he's on the touchline as an Arsenal coach. What do you make of this between the two tacticians, that is Conte and Arteta?
So that is a very good opinion and a very good take. Mikel Arteta has been in Arsenal as a player. He has played this derby multiple number of times, so he understands the dynamics of this derby. He understands what this derby is meant. He understands the pride of the players, the pride of the fans, and the bragging rights for the Kings of North London. He understands this, but we can also not forget that this is not also Antonio Conte's first dance, because he was Chelsea's coach a while back, and he also has an experience in London derbies. So he might also have some tricks that he is going to use because he knows the intensity of a derby.
Yeah, well said, Hope. The intensity of the derby. Of course, Antonio Conte has experienced the derby, as Hope has just mentioned it, when he was at Chelsea, and I think he met Tottenham several times. So in the first leg, Arsenal did have the bragging rights, and they won the match 3-1. The match was played at Emirates Stadium. Coming to this match, considering that Arsenal won the first leg, what's your take on this second leg?
So I'd like to start by saying, in the English Premier League, it's usually very difficult for a team to win both derbies, especially since it is a derby, it becomes more difficult. So Arsenal have a lot of work cut out for them to maintain the winning status, or rather the winning record of this derby. Tottenham have already experienced Arsenal in the derby in the first leg, as you've said, and this time round they have their home ground advantage. They have their fans, and since they lost their last derby, obviously they have been training mentally and also in the training field, preparing for this derby. So I would like to believe that they are coming in with new ways on how to defeat Arteta's men.
Conte is coming into this match trying now to avenge what happened to his team the last time the two teams met. Arsenal are currently perched at the summit of the table. They are number one with 44 points, and Spurs has 33 points, meaning that if Arsenal win this match, they will go to 47 points, and Spurs 36 points. Your take on this?
Currently, Spurs is sitting fifth on the pitch, on the table, and I'm pretty sure they would want to climb up because they're also in the top 4 race. They really want to play Champions League football next season, And if they're going to defeat Newcastle, that is if Newcastle do lose in their match that they're playing. And Arsenal are really desperately trying to increase the lead that they have over Manchester City, because they really don't want to lose their title race this time round.
Arsenal don't want to lose the advantage that they have coming into this match, and of course it's a derby. Now let's move on to the formations. Conte is a very defensive tactician compared to Arteta, going by the history of the two. Now, attack and defense, the two tacticians, where do you think that the battle will be won between the two tacticians?
So if we speak about the tactics of the both coaches, Arteta's tactic is usually when they are attacking, they attack together, and when they're defensive, they defend together. Even an attacking-minded player usually leaves that role to help the team defend. And this has been very pivotal in their league this season, and it has really helped them to have many wins and also to maintain clean sheets in some instances. So this tactic is really working for him. And we can also talk about Antonio Conte's defensive play. And I think his defensive play and his defensive attitude is really costing his attackers. And as you can see from the previous games, somebody like Harry Kane is usually right now in top scorer, and this has not really happened this season. And I think it's the defensive play which is making him to come forward from really deep positions, and it has really been difficult for him.
It has been a very difficult season for Harry Kane, considering by previous records, he has really, this season it has not really worked out for Harry Kane in terms of goals and assists. Now, we move on. So far this season, Arsenal has lost only a single match, and the match that they lost was against Manchester. That was way back in last year. And Tottenham has lost 5 times. Your take on this?
Obviously, form is very important, especially when you're coming into a derby. Arsenal do understand that they have to maintain their winning ways, and Tottenham are also trying to redeem themselves. Antonio Conte is trying to redeem himself because he's also in the run for top 4. So form is going to be very important in this game. As you can see, Arsenal's gameplay, it's improving by the second. They're able to make changes. Even when Jesus was injured, Edin Nketiah perfectly stepped up for that role. And I think that is really important. You can see that the tactician, you can see into his mind, you can see that the locker room is positive, and you can see that the team is building each other. And that is also when you look at their goals, how they are scoring their goals. Even when Jesus, their main man, was injured, other players were able to step up, and really, they never ran dry. The goals were still coming from different positions, from left back, right back, midfielders, wingers, and that is really impressive.
That is really impressive, and I do have to agree with you on that, Hope, because if you look at this Arsenal team and the way it's set up, we don't have a natural number 9 to score. So that's where the likes of Saka, the likes of Odegaard, the likes of Martinelli do come in and chip in a few goals for them, and it has really happened for them this season. Now, talk of these players so far. Who do you think that will really have a nice time today, maybe to try to help their team to win this match?
So if Arsenal continue with their gameplay, or rather if their gameplay is not countered by Antonio Conte, their attack is really solid right now. You can see that Gabriel Martinelli is really holding the play well. The ball is moving forward, he's making dribbles, and even Saka is doing the same role. And as you can see, as I said previously, that they drop back while they are defending. And I think all the attacking players have a very big role to play today. And that is very useful, because even if Antonio Conte decides to man-mark somebody, other players are going to come in from deep and help their team in attacking.
Wow, well said. And I think Arsenal don't really miss Jesus, because Nketiah has really stepped up and is doing business for Arsenal. So it's business as usual. On the other side, we have Hurricane, the likes of Kulusevski, the likes of Perisic and Son. So far, Son has been blowing cold and hot, and he has not really been himself. Your take on this?
I'm glad you've mentioned those specific set of players, because those are the players which really make Tottenham's gameplay to at this day, or rather at this time. And we can talk about Perisic. I've been watching his previous matches, and Perisic really he plays a defensive position traditionally, but you can see how he usually comes up to help in the attack. How he sets up the crosses, he tries to look for Son and Hurricane, he tries to start the counter, and this is very useful for them, and it may be useful in this match.
It is going to be a very interesting match to watch, just as Hope has just mentioned it. And now, I'd like now to get your predictions. Who is going to carry the day between the tacticians, that is Conte and Arteta? Your take on this?
So, as we said before, derbies are unpredictable. They are high octane, they are intensive, the pressure is high, and really it could be anybody's game. But if we go with purely facts and previous matches and also the team philosophy, the formations, and I think I'm going to give it to Arsenal, because I really don't see a very big fault in their positioning. You can see players like Partey which step up defensively, and Granit Xhaka. You can see Aaron Ramsdale. He receives quite a number of shots in his matches, and he still manages to save them. And I think the upper hand that they have really taken some time to build up this team. And so our viewers would like to see your opinion. Will North London be painted red or white? And who do you think deserves the bragging rights? And you know that anything can happen, because football, as much as you take it from the previous results, would like to see what do you think we have missed, and what do you think the players are going to offer in this derby. Let us know in the comment section.
Let us know in the comment section down below. I'm your host, Colin Sopio, and this is Potent TV. Hope it was nice having you on set once again, and I hope we'll do this again. From us, it's bye-bye for now.